Author theory emphasizes the importance of the director as the primary creative force in a film, producing a remarkable film that blends seamlessly with other elements such as the screenplay, cinematography, characterization, and music score. That is one of the most important skills a filmmaker should have. Authorship is not just about the technical aspects and the construction of filmmaking, it is much more about the level of engagement filmmakers have with their works. Authors are more involved in the entire production process than a regular director, being able to stamp their own unique identity on their productions. As a result, they should be easily recognizable in these films. Aside from that, authorship is mainly about the aesthetics in film, which consists of visual style, set design, costume, and cinematography. Being able to see the film as an art form rather than a commercial product. More importantly, authors should be consistent in their film aesthetics. A Filipino director that I admire and I can consider an author is direct Jason Paul Laxamana, director of numerous blockbuster films and won numerous international awards. Some of the films that he wrote and directed are 100 Tula para kay Stella, mm, A Day After Valentine, Too Cool to Be Forgotten, and Just a Stranger. Now let's focus on Just a Stranger. Just a Stranger is a 2019 romantic drama film. It portrays a woman and a man half of her age fell in love regardless of the fact that they are both committed to someone else. Another filmmaker that caught my attention during my film theory and criticism class, who is definitely an author, is the Hong Kong director Wong Kar-wai, the director of 2000 romantic drama film In the Mood for Love. In the Mood for Love tells the story of a husband and a wife whose spouses are having an affair and eventually develop feelings for each other. Now, let's compare and analyze Just a Stranger and In the Mood for Love in the lens of author theory. Number 1. Theme and focus. Both characters from the two different films are stuck between two worlds. For In the Mood for Love, the main characters, Mr. Chow and Mrs. Shen, they both have their spouses. For Just a Stranger, the older woman May has her husband and the young man Jericho has his girlfriend. They are divided by two boundaries, generations and class. May is in her 30s while Jericho is 19. It will be confusing and suspicious to see them together and also feel May's husband is a businessman. As a wife, she is in a world full of other business people, class, and rules of convention and etiquette. Both films extremely focus on two leading characters that the other husband and wife in the Mood for Love were never seen, while in Just a Stranger, Jericho's girlfriend is only seen a few times and Phil as a busy husband only revealed in the beginning of the film by a phone call. Both leading characters are extremely in love but unwilling and unable. Number 2. Aesthetics. Frank Truffaut developed author theory further believed that a film was inexorably tied to the creative vision of the single author, the director. He notes that there are no good and bad movies, only good and bad directors. Both Just a Stranger and In the Mood for Love have very similar and very simple plots. They're basically both films are about romance and infidelity. Both films capture the loneliness of the characters' unfulfilled desires. There is a rich manifestation of evocative slow motion and opulent visuals to illustrate the beauty that the characters carry, the seriousness, the elegance, and the grace. Although the plot isn't new and novel, both films revolve around heartbreak and infatuation, operates on love itself and how it lingers in the mind of the characters. In the Mood for Love is set in the 1960s Hong Kong under the British colony. The fashion is very visible in the appearances of the characters. The color palette that is extremely dominated by color red gives the vibe of richness. The beginning of Just a Stranger, where the characters started their affair, is set in Lisbon, Portugal, a place full of classical architecture. Number 3, camera and framing. There are layers of story hidden within frames. Because their love is forbidden, they have to keep them a secret to stay away from gossip and controversy. In the Mood for Love, most of the time, the audiences can only look at the subject through internal frames, through windows and doors, through reflections. Director Wong Kar-wai was able to create a feeling that the characters are being observed or there is a risk that for the relationship to be revealed. In Just a Stranger, the very last moments of Jericho were only filmed through the gates of their house. That is May's point of view. She desperately wanted to go nearer to Jericho, but as the boundary is dividing them, she is not allowed to be seen because she is only the other woman. Now, these films are not new. We might have seen these films before, we might have heard of these kinds of stories in the past, but the directors Wong Kar-wai and Jason Laxamana have the qualities of an author. They were able to reveal a story that will surely value love and romance and look at them in a different light.